Hi guys, Nicholas here at Online Calisthenics, and today we're going to talk about the core. The core is a very important section of the body, if not the most important. It governs most of our movements and is often misunderstood. A lot of people don't see results when they work their core. Today I wanted to give you explanations about what to do and how to do it, and why we do it to get a strong mix section basically. Um, we're gonna start with the little warm up here that's gonna trigger the core muscles, and these are the knee raises. So let's go ahead and play that for a minute. As you can see here, I'm trying to really lift my legs higher than my than my hip level. That's very important. Try to really do that as much as you can. I'm gonna rewind here, but you want um, here, you want to get enough height. Boom, here. See, I'm above my hips, and that's really the goal here. It's not under, it's not really low, it's really as high as I can. It's really a core workout already before I even get started. So you can follow the amount of sets and reps that I put on the videos, or work your way up if you can't sustain these yet, but this will be a great addition. The second part of the warm up is a basic butt kicks. Same thing. I'm trying to keep my hollow body, or my body as straight as possible here. I'm not leaning forward. That's why the little arrow here is for, so that you don't want to lean forward. You want to stay as straight as possible. Same thing is going to engage a bunch of core. The pogo jumps are really good too. Lifting your arms up is going to trigger a lot of different muscles in the trunk, and I would recommend to do these. Here, keep your legs straight and your arms up in the air while you do this, and you can twist a little bit sideways. That's going to trigger different areas. That leads me to the point, which is that the core is a very complex muscle group, sorry, and it revolves around the whole body. It's not just your front. A lot of people misunderstand that. Your lower back is a big part of it, and that leads me to the next movement we're going to do, which is the assisted narrow squats. This is a movement that I highly recommend to all of you guys who can't really feel your lower abs and lower back. That's going to trigger all your weaknesses and build those areas a lot more than it is right now. So you can use a door frame if you can do those. If you don't have access to a parallel bar or any other support that you can find, it's going to work as well. I'm using a parallel bars because it works great. Anything else works as well. What you want to do here is very simple. You want to stay as straight as possible, and you want to keep your knees from flaring out. So try to squeeze your legs in as you go down. That's going to require a lot of ankle flexion as well. I made a video about the ankle flexion. I'll put it back in there, a link in the YouTube video as well, so you can have access to it. But basically, you want to keep your legs as close together as possible and get as low as you can on that little squat here. So let's play this. Here I'm trying to really not flare my knees out, and you want to keep your back straight, and that really engages the core, specifically when you reach that bottom part here. Here, when I want to press back up, it really requires a pelvis tilt. So you want to tuck your rib cage in, push your glutes down, and try to keep your knees forward. So don't lean back or don't swing. Really, you want to flex your ankles as much as possible to trigger that chain reaction. It's like a Z between your feet and your back, so, or an S. But that's just a visual cue. You get the idea, and you want to stay as as straight as possible. So a good straight back and nice pelvis tilt here, and try to really work on your posture. You want to tuck that rib cage in and press in your feet. That's going to really build a strong core over time. Include that in your workouts. I guarantee results. Here's a few more reps. You want to go slow on the way down. The way down is what requires a lot of ankle flexion here and a lot of pelvis tilt here. You see, I'm trying to maintain that nice straight line here between my legs and my back. Nice angle. And not only leaning forward or backwards. I'm trying to stay neutral. That's going to build your core very strongly. Then the donkey kicks. Donkey kicks are very, very good. If you can't do the donkey kicks yet, you can just do little tuck ups. If you can't kick back, it's fine. Do little jumps here, but try to contract and compress your core together as you go up. And you can mix it up with the mountain climbers that are coming afterwards. And here, you want to lean forward a little bit when you jump. See, my head is over my hands and not behind. A lot of people are jumping behind, and that doesn't give them enough range of motion, so they can't really process the movement yet. But lean forward, activate your hands. You can see my fingertips are activated here. Very important. Good posture. For those who've seen the previous videos, you know how important the hands are when you do a movement on the floor. So work on it and try to propel yourself as high as you can while tucking your core in. A good cue for this is imagine somebody has uppercut you from the bottom. It's a little brutal, but that's really what's going to trigger that tuck in. So imagine Mike Tyson coming from under and trying to give you a uppercut, and you want to resist that. So, and that's what propels you up. And then you want to kick back, come back in, and land. Boom. Here. Important detail here, I'm going to rewind real quick, is kicking through your heels when you kick back here. So your feet are square, and try to not point your feet, try to really maintain that dorsiflexion active. You can play with different heights and work your way up to a higher level and even a handstand at the end. Now let's talk about the mountain climbers. Mountain climbers are a similar motion than the knee raises with it in the beginning, except it's in a plank. My point is you want to bring your knees far enough forward. So you want to really bring knees to under your chest, really. A lot of people are just stopping halfway. It won't trigger enough core if you stop halfway, but if you do it properly, it's going to really burn. If you don't feel enough burn with the sets and reps that I've mentioned on that video, you can just add more. Usually 3 to 5 sets of 30 seconds, start to do the drill. I challenge you guys to do, for example, 100 in a row of those mountain climbers, and they give you a great burn. So play with it and make it as you prefer. I also like the twisted version of it. So you bring one elbow, you bring one knee, sorry, to the opposite elbow and vice versa, or you can go straight. You can mix both of those variations. This is a great workout. And same thing, bring it high enough, bring it high enough. I can't stress it enough. Now, let's talk about the side plank. So the side plank flow is going to help the full circle. Basically, it's going to trigger a lot of obliques, and it's going to help you connect the front and the back core. Quote it. So it's really going to be a good intermediate movement. If you've never tried it, give it a try. Here, plank, and then you want to extend your opposite arm out, and then we're going to get some twist here. So that twist here is going to really activate oblique muscles and really challenge you to activate as much core as you can. So again, the core is a very complex muscle group, and there's a ton of things happening in there. So doing that is a very challenging movement. I'm putting my leg up here to show you an advanced version of it. That's going to trigger even more imbalance. So that's going to force everything in my body to work better and more efficiently. So give it a try. If you can't put your leg up yet, it's fine. Keep both legs on the floor, or one leg stacked over the other rather, and mimic that and try to repeat until you can lift your leg up. So that's one side, and then we're going to transition to the other side. After that intermediate push-up, here other side, extend properly and go twist under your opposite arm. Great workout, guaranteed results. It's an awesome movement. Same thing here, trying to balance myself on one leg. Give it a try. It's always a great challenge. Next movement we'll talk about is the Superman and Scorpio. So the Scorpio is this one where you're retracted. The Superman is the one where you're flat. Those go hand in hand together, and that's going to build the back of your core. So we talked about the front, we talked about the side, and now let's talk about the back of your core. So that's really, that's a full body workout, but it really triggers the area that's between your lower back and your glutes. That's going to be a great movement even for your thoracic spine back here. Great movement. So really give it a try and try to get good at it. So a few cues here on the Superman. You want to get pointed here, your shoulders off the floor, your chest off the floor, and your thighs off the floor, and then maintain a good amount of tension here. And then we're going to retract into a Scorpio here. So the retraction requires you to pull your scapula down, put it in your back pocket, and keep your hands up. So it really requires, basically, you don't want your hands flat down, or you want a nice position of the hand and really facing flat forward. That's going to help you build that scapular mobility that's going to translate into a nice lower back curve here. So you also want to push a ton in your glutes and lift your thighs up. Same thing here. I want to point my feet up and just stay there for as long as possible, or as required in that case. Again, 20 to 30 seconds of repetitions, and you do that for 3 to 5 sets, is going to start giving you a good burn, and add more if you don't feel it, or work your way up if you can't process that yet. You can do static holds and or reps. So either or, just mix it together. You hold both positions and then you just rep in between. That's great addition. The Windshield Wipers. This is the beginner's version on the floor. You can also do it suspended on the bar for those of you who can. I would really highly recommend it. Same thing, that's going to trigger your obliques. I mean, a bunch of things, but including your obliques, and that's going to help balancing that core here on the sides. Great exercise. Give it a try. Stay on your back. You want to get a nice straight angle here between your legs and your back. I like to flex my heels up to get in position so I get better dorsiflexion and my core is nice and tight, and then you can start pointing your feet as you get in the movement. So it consists in going side to side without touching the floor, and go as low as you can. Repeat for 10 to 12 reps. You can do 3 to 5 sets or more if you have it. And build your progress from there. Assess it and then build progress. In the middle of that, you're free to do more dorsiflexion. I love doing this. Pointing and flexing, it really activates both movements. It's a good alternative. When you work your core, flex and point your toes. And then at the end of that, we're going to just add a little static leg hold. And that's a great secret of calisthenics here. I can never recommend it enough. Really do those holds. This is going to build your lower abs tremendously well and give you amazing results. You'll feel it. You can hold 10 to 15 seconds, 3 to 5 sets. For those who are advanced, you can even do a couple of minutes in a row. Really, there's no limit to this. It's a great exercise and will trigger your core very well. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, drop in the comment, and I will be back next week with a new video.